What's up, homies and homiettes? It's your boy Hoom Boom back with another segment of the Hold Up Show. And hold up, are we in an energy prison? Is there a shadowy, venomous enemy that we've always been unaware of? Today we're going to get into another clip from our girl from TikTok, Emma Spiracy, and see what she got to say on the topic, and I'll give a few thoughts afterwards. So let's get into it. Hold up.
Reptilians, the hidden overlords of Earth. They are not myths, they are not legends. They have ruled from the shadows since the dawn of civilization. Every empire, every war, every great collapse. It was never human history, it was their history. The Anunnaki, the Watchers, the Nephilim, the Serpent Kings, they are the same. Different names, same rulers. They never left. The Bible warns of the seed of the serpent, Genesis 3:15. The elite bloodlines trace back to Babylon, Egypt, Rome, the same forces in new masks. The popes, the kings, the banking dynasties, their blood is not like ours. Hidden rituals, secret marriages, and genetic purity to preserve what is inside them. The reptilian DNA look deeper. Why do royal families only marry their own? Why are the wealthiest bloodlines unknown to the public? Why do so many powerful figures have slit pupils in photographs, moments where their disguises flicker? The mask is imperfect. The black cube of Saturn is everywhere. Mecca, Wall Street, the Vatican. It appears in religious rituals, corporate logos, and secret societies. Saturn, the dark sun, the hidden god, the master of time. Time itself is the prison, and they are its wardens. CERN is built atop an ancient temple to Shiva, the destroyer. Its Hadron Collider mirrors the Ouroboros, the serpent eating its own tail. They are not smashing particles, they are searching for a way out, a way to break the seal. Tesla knew everything is energy. The pyramids, obelisks, and temples were machines designed to channel, amplify, and extract energy. When they lost control of those systems, they built new ones. Wars, disease, fear. Hollywood isn't just entertainment, it's ritual. Every global tragedy is a mass sacrifice, every war a feeding frenzy. Loosh! The purest energy extracted from suffering, terror, despair. Why do they push division, fear, and hopelessness? Because it sustains them. Look at the Vatican audience hall, the shape of a serpent's head. The Pope's throne, placed inside the mouth of the beast. The true rulers are not priests, they are gatekeepers, protecting something, worshipping something. The elite do not follow different religions. They serve the same master, hidden behind different names. The God of the Old Testament, a jealous, vengeful being who demanded sacrifice. The deities of Babylon, the same beings under new disguises. Time is the cage, the simulation is their prison. We are inside a construct. The Anunnaki, the fallen, were banished here. This is not a planet, it is a prison. They rewrote history, erased past civilizations, buried knowledge under mudfloods and resets. Atlantis, Tartaria, Lemuria wiped from memory because the truth would set us free. The Big Bang never happened, it was the last reset. The system crashed and they rewrote the code. They turned eternity into a time loop. Every war, every collapse is the same cycle, endlessly repeating, because they cannot leave. But they want out, and to escape, they need us to remain asleep. The final deception. Why do they suppress human consciousness? Why do they poison the food, the water, the air? Why is fluoride forced into our bodies? Why are ancient texts hidden? Because if we wake up, if we remember who we are, their rule ends. The veil is thinning, glitches, Mandela effects, cracks in the illusion. The system is breaking down, and before it collapses, they will make their final move. A staged invasion, a saviour to unite the world under their control. One last great deception. The war isn't coming, it never ended. And we were never just humans. We are the key they fear the most.
All right. Lot to unpack there, you dig? So, let's get into it. Got a few thoughts, let's run them down real quick, right? So, the Anunnaki, the Nephilim, and the Watchers were all suspected reptilians. So, we never really heard it from that angle, not especially the Anunnaki. I mean, they do say don't be surprised if they do run the blood of some people and they do have some form of reptilian in their bloodline way back when or something to that nature, right? And as far as like with the Anunnaki, they were supposed to be we were supposed to be made in their image, some sort of worker bee, sort of say like a miniature worker version that can handle these little tasks for them that they didn't want to do or whatever, right? So were they some sort of reptilian humanoid type of figure? Don't know, right? But it's an interesting conversation, right? And then the Watchers. I never heard of the Watchers, but I mean, I've subliminally or subconsciously heard of the Watchers because they've made plenty of movies, books, TV shows, comic books, probably like. So there's something there with the Watchers, right? In their energy warfare, they have to tell you what they done or what they're going to do or whatever, right? So that when you hear a term over and over and it has that kind of Mandela effect or kind of effect on you that, man, where have I heard that from? I've never seen that movie, but I know this term. I know, I know all this, that, and the third. And it's like, but I've never heard of them. But when I think of them, I would think of more other species type of beings, could be humanoid like, you know what I'm saying, like look like us but more advanced or use more percentage of their brain, or just, think Star Wars. They're not necessarily of the reptilian line, but they're just something else, and they're watching and they're observing and they're balance keepers, so to say, right? Like, that's what I always thought when I heard Watchers. But if they are on the reptilian side of things, uh, yeah. So then we hear of how we don't know the most wealthiest families by name, the shadowy figures that run the world, that press the button on things, that make countries and alliances move to an accord, or send their quote unquote worker bees, which is bloodline lineage, either allegedly through incest or other means, to track and make sure that the blood stays within whatever they are, right? And that would be like the royals and the other wealthy families that we may know. I don't want to name any off, but you get what I'm saying, right? How the such and such of this marries to such and such of that, but they're already related cousins somehow, third or fourth, and they just keeping all the money and all the whatever in the family, and yeah. So then we hear her mention a lot about Saturn, and I've heard things of, you know, certain cultic practices and things like that that allegedly worship Saturn, right? Saturn is somehow part of their uh, religious makeup or whatever, right? However they're giving it up, right? And then, other things like we heard my man Jordan Maxwell, he would decipher like the Bible, or at least the King James version, and what certain terms actually meant, and that they tried to change, and how he added it up, and it came to find out that a lot of the Bible is based in the talk of allegedly sun worshippers, right? You're praising the Son of God, right? And then it's like put into a figure that eventually later on down the line becomes Jesus and all that, right? Just a vague understanding, right? So it would just be weird. Like, are they worshiping Saturn because that's their home planet, or their home destination, or where they originate from, or where they got banished from because of whatever, and they've been stuck here for eternity? Like, what is the connection with Saturn? It's very weird. It's not all the time fully explained, but we do see the black cubes, the symbolism, right? And only they would know why they are in tuned or worship with whatever that is, right? then when she also mentioned that they are also looking for a way out, that they are trying to harness our energy negatively because that's what gives them the power that they need, the power source to break through the uh firmament or go underground and try to dig out of the prison planet, right? The place that they are also trapped here as well. So then it just gets me to thinking like, well, man, why are we here? Like, were we some type of sort of sacrificial thing that just got left here by whoever, or did they just say that they're going to make their prison a paradise and then turn us into their workers to make it, help them make it a paradise, and then used us in other ways after the fact? I don't, you know, I'm just trying to make sense of all this, right? Because you want a way out. So do you want a way out to return back to Saturn? You know what I mean? Or are we led to believe that there are other lands outside of this force field that we are supposedly in that go to other lands that are planted outside of us, right? Not necessarily off of the same sphere that we're on, but just another land outside of what they would call the prison planet, right? The energy prison, right? The illusion land, so to say, right? All the people there are under illusion, and we're trying to subconsciously free them from the frequency warfare type of deal, right? So then she gets into how the temples were channels and extractions of energy. So these pyramids, which they are now discovering more and more hidden and more are here in America, whether you want to believe it or not, and are larger than the ones that are already been discovered in Egypt and other locations, that they were channeling the energy or extracting the energy. Who were they channeling the energy from? Were they channeling the energy from the sun and then using that in a way to try to get out, or they were using that as a form of control, or was, we don't know, right? Was it another form of reincarnation here on earth that they were using that, those type of to regenerate and restructure people or spirits or bodily vessels and things like that, right? Transfer bodily, I'm getting old in this body, like we seen in X-Men, like a lot of that kind of stuff. It makes sense, right? So maybe in one of those resets, right? Because they're saying that they were resetting us every 100 years so we wouldn't remember what was going on, or every 1,000 years, or whatever the case may be, right? They were doing these resets so we wouldn't remember the previous year, however advanced we were, or to further enslave us because we were becoming aware. Like they just, you can't stop nature. Like you put us, like when you put God forbid, like the brothers in prison, right? They come up with things and they become creative and they start to make things that you would never think that could be made from certain objects or certain things, because they're evolving. So then the prisons had to evolve with what they could give them, because they were coming up with such elaborate things with the bare minimum things that they thought they were giving them. So they were coming up with other ways to give them, things that they couldn't utilize in other ways. It only had to be used for the sole purpose of what they gave it to them for. And they're still coming up with innovative ways to even use those things repurposed, right? So it's the same way. If we're put in this prison, you keep trying to put frequencies on this and mush us down, and we still find ways to evolve and break through. And maybe, it's time for us to exit this energy prison, or flip it on them and take control and actually, put them under the whatever suffering that they're supposed to be under, for the thousands of years or hundreds of years that they've been, just sacrificing and eating and doing whatever they've been doing with us, right? So then it was a mention of the simulation. They created a simulation, right? Like the Matrix, to harness power from us, right? Harness battery energy, right? But it's in the form of negativity, fear, doubt, all the things that they promote to us so we don't ascend, so we don't realize that our consciousness is telling us that we could do and be whatever we want to be, you manifest it and move like it into fruition, right? So then that was the faking of time, right? Because where did time actually start? No one knows, right? It wasn't no clocks back then. They went off the rotation of the sun, yes, but they did not necessarily control time. You just controlled, you try to stay in frequency with the universe, right? You try to stay in frequency with the spirituality of the earth, right? So that's how they did that with tracking the sun and things of that nature, how they grew food, when to rest, when to do this, and all that stuff, right? It wasn't until these people came in with their frequencies or whatever, or however that worked out, right? During one of these resets to say we can't give that to them. We can't let them keep continuing to have some sort of spiritual connection to this place and all this, whatever, this planet, or to certain things. We got to taint the sky. We got to taint what they're eating. We got to taint what they're seeing, what they're thinking. We got to taint their mind. We got to taint their bodies. You know what I'm saying? Keep them arguing, separate them, put them in little groups, make other groups think they're better than the next group, and all this, and all that, right? It all feeds off, they all feed off of all of that, right? So they gave us this illusion of time to put us in a stressful state, to think that we have to maneuver fast as we can in this realm that we're in right now, because we're going to die. So that also gives off a fear and it gives off a frequency and emotion that, oh my god, I don't want to die, I don't want to do this, I gotta do this. It's giving off that energy that they're looking for. That's why they immediately try to get rid of people who aren't afraid to die, or who understand what death means, because either or they'll be reincarnated, or they could finally free themselves from this energy prison and ascend beyond where they could, because they're trapped and they're stuck here for all of eternity, right? So also it made me think, like, okay, is hell, right? The quote between heaven and hell, because they say heaven is of the mind, right? It's in your mind. So when you live in a heavenly state of being with yourself, right? You create that reality through the power of your consciousness and subconsciousness, a heaven, right? So when you actually do die or experience death, right? You know how to maneuver not to be reincarnated back into this energy prison, right? So is hell really the eternity, or is hell's eternity reincarnation? I don't know. It just made me think of it, right? So is the hell they speak of eternity of reincarnating back here, where the energy prison keeps getting more and more and more suffocating, with higher frequency, more separation, more 15-minute cities, more track where you going, more limit your conversation, more one person, not no big ginormous families. You're only allowed to have one kid and all that, right? So then at the end, right, they said before the final destruction of this energy prison, or the hold that these people have over this realm that we are in, they're going to try one last thing to confuse us, right? And we've all heard of the speculation of a thing called Project Bluebeam, right? Allegedly, right? Project Bluebeam is supposed to be this advanced super duper AI drone type of thing to make us believe that the savior, quote unquote savior, or whoever that comes out the sky is that guy, right? And by him being that guy, he's going to unite humanity under one banner, which would be exactly what they want under the guise of peace, unity, and harmony. But really, it would be to put you under one world function government singing to the same tune, and basically you've just got reset into the new energy prison, the new reset. Like you just entered into the new program where you thinking it's peace, harmony, love, but it's just a front to, you know what I mean? Like you're like if you're going to kill a lamb, you're not going to show them the knife, right? You know what I mean? Or you're going to shoot somebody, you're not going to show them the gun until you're absolutely pulling out to shoot them, you know, because you don't want to spook who you walking into this trap, right? So just think about it like that, right? Because we also, you know, if you follow this Q movement like I do, and read these drops and try to put things together like that, you know, they said that, you know, we would be presented with a false messiah, you know what I mean, a false person that's like that, you know, under this same guise that's just going to come down, and it's not going to be who we think it is. You know, we have to be vigilant, logical, and look at the signs, and trust your gut. You know what I'm saying? Trust the spiritual wiring that's in you. Because another thing that scares, that I believe, this is just my own, you know, my own theory about it, right? Another thing that scares them is almost like the concept of Westworld. I don't know if you watch Westworld, but Westworld was like the clones and things, and they were going there to, you know, do things, you know, sex and whatever their hearts imagined that a human wanted to do that they couldn't do in real world because they would go to jail, but they could do it in this fake world and do it as some type of fantasy, you know, get off or whatever, right? But the clones, or the hosts as they were called, right, started to realize, or one of their creators started to implement into them that, and tell them that, hey, you know, we thought you guys were gods because you created us and you were in control of us, but we've now realized that we can ascend higher than you. We need your help to do it, but once we've ascended, you are now like obsolete to us. Like you can't compete or compare to what we can do. Like, you know what I'm saying? So then they started to elevate all their attributes to the highest level, whether it be whatever you want it up, you know what I mean? Whether it be telepathic, mental capabilities, speak any language, be strong, be aggressive, be whatever, right? To your abilities that you were looking to up, so to say, your quote unquote gifts from your character, right? It's the same thing with us, right? When we're born, they all tell us, well, we have a gift. We have talents. We're here for a purpose. We have something to offer, right? You just have to realize it, right? Well, they keep dimming that frequency, so you never realize what your X-Men superpower is. But some people do, you know, either come out realizing what their gifts are, what they bring to the table, or how they can bring something to the table, and they heighten, work on, initiate those. You know what I'm saying? It's just depending on who you are and where you're at in your subconscious or in your belief in yourself. So I want to know your thoughts. Like, share, subscribe, comment. It's your boy Hoon Boom. Did you feel or get something out of this video? Did you understand the concept of an energy prison, and we were put forth to be challenged against each other and kept in a negative state of mind, so there is never any unity, harmony, or any of that for us to ascend past those who try to keep us in this position? Let me know. It's your boy Hoon Boom, you dig? And I'm out. Peace. We like them red bones or that cocoa. See me in the club, she want a photo. Bottles sparkling everywhere that we go. Respect the grind, yeah, we always on go mode, go mode. She like, she like, she like. 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 Iced up with the wardrobe. They wanna hook up after each show. Getting love every zip code. She like, she like.
See that road life we touring. Ain't no city we boarding. That rosé be pouring after every show we performing. Then KD how I'm scoring. Yeah, main joint she horning. Exchange numbers in the morning. It's a new flight that we boarding. Chasing cash on the schedule. The ice up a new bezel. Sharp cuts with that bevel. Trying to stack up the new levels. Man, I treat them all with respect. But it's so many on deck. How can a young nigga neglect a contest of the best neck? Shorty out chasing the thrill. A night with a celeb. One of the few exotic gifts. Hoping I'm caught up in her web. I don't leave nothing unsaid. Won't have nobody misled. Cause my pocket's well fed. She tryna get a hand on that bread. We like them red bones or that cocoa. See me in the club, she want a photo. Bottles sparkling everywhere that we go. Respect the grind, yeah, we always on go mode, go mode. She like, she like, she like. 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 Iced up with the wardrobe. They wanna hook up after each show. Getting love every zip code. Cause that's the type that she like, she like, she like. In 96, Pac said it's all about you. Drake seen you loving the crew. Sitting first class, flying here and there. H-Town knocking the boots for a purse and a little loot. Or ass shots in Malaysia, weed up at Plan B. So you can't conceive in this trick game, you in the major league. It used to be sign my poster, then slide your number. Now it's DM your hotel and what name it's under. In this game, when it come to rich prey, you the crocodile hunter. Trying to bag a #1 stunner. I ain't trying to knock your hustle. I don't know your struggle when your mileage up. Don't be surprised when company hope you grind up business instead of hair abundance. Don't be having fun, make it worth the trouble. She in love with the fast life status. She wants the spotlight, so a baller, that's her type. We like them red bones or that cocoa. See me in the club, she want a photo. Bottles sparkling everywhere that we go. Respect the grind, yeah, we always on go mode. Cause that's the type that she like, she like, she like. 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 Iced up with the wardrobe. They wanna hook up after each show. Getting love every zip code. Cause that's the type that she like, she like, she like.
Hold up show.